This is Group 1, and we are going to present our lesson plan design. The lesson of today is in chemistry for Senior 4 MCB with the 22 students, and it is going to take place in the classroom. It is all about periodic table, and the title of the lesson is Environmental Impact of Preparation of Nitric Acid, Use of Nitrogen, Nitric Acid, and Ammonia. The objectives: referring to the properties of nitrogen and compounds, students will be able to explain the uses of nitrogen and its compounds and assess the environmental impact of their production effectively. Now, this is the description of the lesson. Teachers create a YouTube playlist for students to search and make a summary. Learners, after watching a video on YouTube, will make a summary through discussions and presentations. Learners will come up with different uses of nitrogen and compound. They will also discuss the environmental impact of production of nitric acid and the ammonia. And here we have a YouTube video for the students we have put in on our playlist. I can show you.
Colleague is demonstrating is showing you the link to the YouTube video that was shared to the learners earlier on Microsoft Teams. The learners made the research. They watched the YouTube playlist that was shared to them on Microsoft Teams, and in today's lesson, they are going to present their findings that they got from the YouTube playlist that they watched that was sent to them earlier on. Let us look at the preview of our lesson. In our lesson preview, we introduce our lesson. We begin our lesson with Quizlet. The reason why we are using this Quizlet is to test the prior knowledge of the learners, the knowledge they got from the YouTube playlist videos they watched, also to engage them in the lesson, to feel that they are part of the lesson, and also to attract their attention in the lesson. Okay? That's why we use the Quizlet, and then I will give my colleague to demonstrate to you the instructions, how the students can go to Quizlet.
As you can see, this is a set of questions we have, the teacher has prepared, and the way he has made this, now teacher went to Quizlet.com and created the account, as you can see the account here, and after creating the account, now set questions for learners to play in the classroom. And then in the time of classroom, asked the learners to go to Quizlet Live and start playing.
That is our preview. Then we shall look at the lesson development. In our lesson development, the learners, much of the work is done by the learners. They have to present their work that they have summarized, and they present their work using Google Slides. Okay, using Google Slides, we selected Google Slides just to give the learners one. It will have one. Why we are using Google Slides here? To give the learners instructions. The teacher uses Google Slides to give the learners instructions, and learners use Google Slides to make their presentation. Also, Google Slides was selected here to save time in presentation, also to help learners keep a record of their work that they have presented, also to engage them in the lesson. And my colleague will give a brief demonstration or step-by-step instructions on how Google Slides will be used.
As you can see here, I have my Google Slides, which are in the cloud, which is saved in the cloud. And I went in my Gmail account, I went to Google Drive, and I created these slides you can see here, and they are saved on Google Drive, and I can access them right in the class from the Google Drive.
Now, when we go to still in the lesson presentation, sometimes the lesson may become a bore. The lesson may become a bore, whereby learners need to be motivated again to keep engaged in the lesson. There, we used plickers as an icebreaker to bring back the learners into the lesson, if at all they were getting bored. And here, our colleague will demonstrate to you how we can use plickers in our lesson.
Yeah, plickers, this is a game, a learning game, where the student can run by also having fun. Now, this is one the good thing for this, the learners don't need internet. Meaning that teacher only needs internet, and even this is the smartphone, your megabytes in your smartphone can help you do or play this game. And what the learners need is the printed cards. And you scan the answers from the students, and you can show them on your screen, and then they can see what they did wrong and what they did correctly, and they enjoy the learning.
For the plickers in the lesson, so those are the tools we use, those tools we used in our lesson development. Now, when we go to the lesson conclusion and evaluation, here the ICT tools we selected are Google Slides, Kahoot, and Microsoft Teams. We used Google Slides to harmonize the lesson. Here the teacher gives remarks stressing key points that learners may not have mentioned and trying to connect learners' ideas using Google Slides. Also, another good thing with Google Slides here, there is a record of the work which has been done in class. Teacher have a copy, remain with a copy. Then Kahoot, to test the learners, test the learners' knowledge, okay, and also to keep them engaged in the lesson. They enjoy the lesson, it is fun itself. And the Microsoft Teams here, we selected it to help us give the assignment to the learners. The teacher gives the assignment to the learners through Microsoft Teams. Also, on Microsoft Teams, learners are given a chance to ask questions that they may not have got a chance to ask in class, but maybe even outside class. So it's an interaction platform, even outside classroom. Yeah. So these are the ICT tools we used. The Google Slides, the Microsoft Teams can also be used to share material, learning material, and also to develop notes. So learners use Google Slides to develop their notes. The ICT tools we have used here. Another good thing used here for the lesson development, we are still on Microsoft Teams here. Learners can ask fellow learners, can interact with the fellow learners, and also with the teachers. That is our presentation for our group and the lesson plan.
Now this is our new version 2 of our lesson plan, where we have now included the other alternatives in case there is no internet for students. In our lesson description, we said that we can make a YouTube playlist and share these to students via emails, and they can watch videos and make a summary. But we thought about the case where the students may not access internet. This time, we indicated the page on textbooks in the library where they can go and borrow the books and read them. Or download these videos from YouTube and put them on maybe a flash disk or another storage device and give this to students. They can use their computers offline, still watch the videos. I can give the floor to my colleague to talk about the alternative of Quizlet.
Yeah, we are looking at the offline mode. What if learners do not have internet connection? There is no Wi-Fi. What can be done? Does it mean that the lesson can't be conducted? No, you can still conduct the lesson. but using alternatives to Wi-Fi. And here, when you look at our lesson plan, as my colleague has already told you in the description, the YouTube playlist has got an alternative. Videos can be downloaded earlier and saved somewhere where they can be shared to learners, maybe on a hard drive device. It can be a USB flash disk, and they share them to different computers. They watch them before the lesson. And then when it comes to other links they would have used to search the internet, they can go to the library and visit books, different books, make research different books. What you need to do is to give the pages, reference pages, where they have to find the content you want them to watch. To make research about. In our lesson introduction, when we are considering having network connection, we would use Quizlet. Okay? Here in Quizlet, when there's no internet connection, it may fail. Learners don't have internet. But however, you can have an audio recorded questions, okay, whereby learners can listen and then give their response, okay? Or you can make printed questions, make simple cards of printed questions, and then learners answer on these questions, then exchange them between the learners. They mark themselves and you get the feedback instantly. You don't need to wait a long time, okay? When we look at where we have used Google Slides for our presentations, actually, without network connections, what would be done in Google Slides can be still done on PowerPoint, okay? Yeah, you can give the instructions as a teacher on PowerPoint presentation. Learners can also present their work using PowerPoint presentation in case there is no internet, to use Google Slides, okay? When we come to our icebreaker, that is plickers. Actually, plickers can still remain. Learners don't need internet to use plickers. Only the teacher requires internet on your mobile device, okay? What you need to do, you as a teacher get internet, you keep scanning the cards. Learners need nothing to do with internet connection, okay? So that plickers can still work even when you are in an environment where there is no network connection. However, if you haven't managed, let's assume teacher network has failed, you can still print the questions, no problem, okay? And then share them with the learners, yeah? And then when it comes to we are now in the conclusion. For Google Slides, we have already told you, you can use Microsoft PowerPoint for the presentations. Then Kahoot. Actually, Kahoot requires learners to have network. So you have to devise an alternative, okay? The alternative still would be, you can give the printed questions, make an audio recording to test your learners. Or to make work easy, make groups of learners, okay? This will reduce the number of paperwork copies you have for the learners. Group them. If there are 20 learners, make 4 groups of 4, okay? That means you have only 5 copies to mark. It will take short time. Exchange them after they have given their response. Mark themselves, and then you can take record. If you need the marks, you can take the record thereafter. Okay? Then, for using Microsoft Teams, if there is no way you can share the information, no network, come prepared with the printed questions or print them after the lesson and then share them to the learners. Questions printed on paper. Okay? That is our alternatives to internet connection.
Here on Microsoft Teams, there is another tool of Microsoft which is called OneNote. We forgot to put it here, but OneNote, it has a version of online and also offline. Now you can give assignment to your students via OneNote, which they can do offline. And again, you can mark them and even give them feedback. Thank you for your kind attention.
Questions? Yes, you have a question, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I am talking on some confusion that I've got. We are talking on in ICT integration. So if we are talking ICT integration, then you are taking student into library for research. Is there any library computers installed? If no, they are going to use books stored there. So as a suggestion, it is better to say the students are going to do research. So the research will do that research on the downloaded materials saved in a computer instead of going to library, because library is there where books are stored. And you know, you really know the meaning of library. Thank you so much.
Thanks for that. Yeah. Yeah. But we had given that also as an alternative. They make the research, but they can still present using Microsoft PowerPoint, presenting their work. Because the videos themselves may not be enough for the knowledge required by the learners.
Just I want to add a small thing. Even though we are talking about ICT, it doesn't mean that all lessons will be in ICT. Or if we don't have an ICT device, we stop teaching. It means that even remembering about those textbooks, it's a very good knowledge. Thank you.